Obviously, coming from Yorkshire, background for quite cricket, rugby, football, etc. Sort of, how difficult was it to sort of break into sort of volleyball, and how did it sort of come about?
It came about really just out of luck. I was just playing on holiday, and I got seen by someone who ran like North East volleyball up here, and then he put me in touch with someone else, and then I just got into the sport from there. It wasn't really difficult to go about, but like if you know the right people and go to the right places, then you can get into it. It was just different, doing something completely different to all your mates and stuff like that. So
yeah. Obviously now you're sort of coaching and you're sort of playing. Obviously you haven't had like the best record this year. Sort of, how difficult is it to sort of motivate sort of your players when you're on such a streak? Or?
To be honest, this year has just been about building the team up. Last year the men's team got promoted in books, but then we lost half the squad as we came into this year. The women's team 2 years ago were unbeaten, won absolutely everything, and then this year there wasn't one player who played before in the entire squad. So this year really has just been about the players motivating themselves to get better and to work on, like, results haven't been important this year. What's been important is the squad's progression and getting better and better, which I think across the year we have done. Obviously results may well not have shown that, but I think that the players have motivated themselves to get to that stage, which makes me happy. So.
Are you sort of happy with sort of the participation level, or are you sort of struggling for numbers?
Numbers has been a problem this year, but with a sport like volleyball it would be. You always struggle to get people in, and the men's team we've had one lad who'd ever played before. Players come in, I mean especially from like Europe and stuff like that, players come in that have played, but over here we just struggle to get people into the sport because it's not the sort of sport that's exposed on Sky and stuff like that. So it's difficult to get people in. But hopefully we'll continue to try and up the numbers.
Do you think, like, obviously GB were in the Olympics, do you think that's had any sort of effect on the numbers? Or
the thing with GB is that the GB teams have been cut. All of them have been cut for volleyball. So it's disappointing in that respect that people don't have anything to aim for anymore. I think that the fact that they were in the Olympics upped the amount of people that are actually viewing the sport and see the sports around, but I don't really think that it's improved participation numbers, because all the funding's been cut from Sport England and stuff like that as well, so the money isn't there in the sport to bring people in. So it's really just about what you see and whether people are interested in coming into it, rather than I don't think the Olympics had a huge effect. I think it was beneficial to a point, but I think it was just as much detrimental to the sport as it was beneficial to it.
Obviously, like you mentioned, the funding. UK sport are sort of more working on sort of those that are already at the top. Do you think that's the better system, or do you think more money should be put in sort of grassroots sort of?
I think it's difficult to get that balance, because if you don't have the money in at grassroots, you can't get to that elite level at all. But if you've already got people at the elite level, you want to keep pushing them to get them as high as you can. So they're in a difficult sort of situation because they have to control across the board, and they're never going to be able to please everybody. But for me, I think especially with sports like volleyball, basketball, which has been cut now, real minority sports need to be invested at grassroots, because otherwise the sport just won't go anywhere, never mind at an elite level.